get that quick, you can really hold down some space. Obviously, though, completely irrelevant here today. We are going into lockdown here to start the best of 5, to start the finals here for the 10K. And checking things out on lockdown, Emit Pain, we see some Chalk, we see some Anvil. We're seeing pretty much hard meta coming out from LAGR, and I mean, about the same from good Gunny, but Ronin could be something interesting here, maybe to counter that talent that we see from both sides here on lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, if they go with the Ronin, Sat is one of the players that we've seen play the Ronin in some of these past CMG tournaments before. Not a lot of Ronin play. I mean, one of the Ronins that really sticks out to me would be, I can't remember his name now, man, but he used to play with Moho and them, and he played a lot of Sigurd, he played a lot of Ronin, so he kind of played those rogues that nobody would prepare for because they wouldn't, they weren't justified as meta, but Sat coming out with this Ronin. I think Ronin is still one of the better rogues to play just because she has one of those all-around kits. She can do a lot with what she has. Grenades, smokes. She has her ballistic knife, which got buffed not recently, but not too long ago. A little bit more direct damage if you're able to hit someone with it now. I think it does 250. But of course, we're going to see the Dahlias. We're going to see the Kestrels come out. Those are, pretty standard.
Yeah, and the big difference is the Seeker, right? Well, and the Anvil, of course, but Anvil makes a lot of sense, I think, for the defending team. Once they get in to try to stop that bomb from going off, you want to protect yourself in some way to actually set that up, because the attacking team can have such a good angle set up here. myPstory and Pain both waiting to jump out here, get some early intel, but seem to see where they're going. I don't think anyone's really shocked that B is going to be the first point here for the attackers.
It's interesting that the Kestrel has the bomb in her hands. Maybe they're trying to do the play where you see the Chalk, most likely he's going to have the bomb, so if you down him, keep him out of the fight, and then they can kind of direct their way towards the opposition with that bomb in their hands, kind of play a little trickery on them. But it is pistol round, so you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, they'll try to be aggressive with it. 2 downs early, though. Nade and Goldie taking down Pain and Blicky here. Sat took some space through red and is moving forward, also getting a down there, but can't really contest anymore, especially if he's going to do it from the same exact spot, because Soldier will be able to spam him down, but now he's getting flooded onto. But Story with the crossfire on the backside. Sat also wins that duel, will still go down. Now it's 2 versus 1. With the Kestrel with the bomb, as you said before. Important player left, but he pushes right into a crossfire, wants to finish off that kill, doesn't realize Drew is watching all the way there from the garage door. And LAGR. I keep saying LAGR, man. I don't know what it is. I see that, I just can't get it out of my head. LAGR get the first round on D.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we even started the broadcast.
Yeah.
How do we say their name? I think you deep dived on their Twitter.
I scrolled so far back and couldn't find a
just to see if
person.
you could. Yeah, you were just trying to see if there was like a clip of someone pronouncing their name, or maybe a video or something like that. Because we were like, is it LAGR? LAGR? I don't know, but I mean, LAGR coming out exactly the way I said you should on the defensive side here on lockdown. Just set the tone. Say, hey, this is our game. Let's go out there on defense and take some rounds.
And that is their game plan, but already falling off there. Bounce nades himself. He was holding it when he got down by the ballistic nade. So quick spin around from good Gunny. Taking control here of B, pushing forward. Willing to go through the smoke, willing to get this bomb down. It's down to the last 2 members of LAGR to go for this retake. But, I mean, it's going to be tough with the way they're positioned. They have 1 indoor. They have 1 over there. More by the spawn side of B. But with this planted, they're on a timer, and maybe they're just waiting for the Seeker ability to recharge. You can see it's almost back up there. But Drew now going for a long flank, and this pincer play is going to have to be the only thing they can really rely on.
With how far apart they are from each other, I don't think it'll look as good, especially MXR versus the D40 there. Also had a Riptide shooting at him, and now just the Seeker. RocSoldier left all alone. He's going to just back up and elect to not give up any more cash by getting himself killed. Just let that bomb go. You're up 1-0. It's okay. The attackers usually have the advantage on this map. He got pushed out. The thing that really interests me about this second round is watching the Dahlia and choosing to buy the MXR. I mean, we don't see her go with the objection, which is more of the meta pick nowadays. I mean, we still see people like Delana from Cute Hamsters. They still rock that MXR from Dahlia. It's still a good gun. It's just the objection gives you a little bit more up close But what really stands out to me is not only just buying the MXR, but electing to buy the gun second round instead of getting that lifeline perk. Or if she doesn't have enough for the lifeline perk, maybe upgrade her pistol and try and get that lifeline perk here in the next round, which will not happen due to her going down pretty early that second round.
Yeah, not much to get there near the end. I mean, trying to make the pincer work, I get it, but taking 2v1s, tough. But definitely economy for them hurting a little bit. Look at this. No one's stopping. No one's even covering this. The only one that could is Soldier, who got flashed, but the rest of the team was already too committed to actually rotate it and stop. Does finally have a gun in hand. Will go for the fight when he has the chance. Has his caster joining him as well, so they have a chance to get a 2 versus 2 here, but already going to get this plant down. Still a similar situation, but better, because that Kestrel is still standing and able to fight here. It's about if they can find an early pick on someone extended, but no one's really going to push that far. They're just going to play for their 2-on-1 crossfires on a choke, and Roc already caught off guard. I think the Kestrel must have been rotating because Pain pushes for it. Blicky wins the next there in the garage door. It's all on PreNade. Gets a couple extra bucks in the pocket, but now stuck in a 3v1 and sprinting away from the site. Obviously realizes this will not go very well from him. Maybe thinks he can sneak by here through garage door, but I don't see that happening, Blue.
Yeah, you see the differences in playstyles too. We just talked about the Dahlia getting the MXR, not having Lifeline, still won't be able to have it here in the third round. Most likely will not have it in the fourth round either. And then on the other side, you see Blicky still using the Executioner, basically the miniature version of the MXR, just maybe a couple bullet or two depending on where you shoot him. And also, he's going to have that Lifeline perk. And then another thing, I mean, this defense revolves around the ability to be able to put down the shield and defuse behind that. Who was the first person to get singled out before that bomb was put down? Well, it was the Anvil. And it was a great play by the Chalk on good Gunny, too, because not only did he throw the flash, and you're like, oh, well, Anvil is immune to the flashbang. Yeah, but the flash was to flash whoever's going to help the Anvil. So they are able to single him out, get rid of him. They can plant the bomb, and that forces LAGR to have to play retake off of kills.
Yeah, and it just hasn't been working for him, because once they have this area down, oh my god, speaking of down, Sat immediately downing KingPreNade, who's getting a taste of his own medicine here, it seems, and taken out by the bounce nade too. Aggressive play with the ballistic. Gets rid of that Anvil as well. Again, I don't know if he's put down his shield once yet. I'm assuming there's a smoke here. Drew still gets the better of Blicky though, and somehow things evened out. Away, Pain pushing forward. Another smoke. You can see it up there on the HUD, but close range melee downs him. Still the flank rotation from them. They got their reses. I think that lifeline that you were discussing can help them in getting these people up. They got the reses just faster than LAGR were able to.
Yeah, you're going to have a helping hand most likely coming out from the Kestrel as well. I mean, Dahlia with lifeline, linking to the Chalk as well. So he has the ability to revive himself, but he doesn't need to use it there. He can just use it to give himself that extra health and run in there. Whether he has the bomb or not, he can get very aggressive, especially through Red Room, maybe even if they smoke that left side, which they've done the last 2 rounds now. So the offense looking really good here.
Yeah, they need to have more coverage on Pain. But I mean, look at him. He's just popping the rage early, running straight through. Not stopped quite yet, but they are taking things a little bit slower besides the aggression from him, and the first down will go the way of the defenders. Kestrel out early. They're going for the res, but they have great coverage here. No one forward enough to actually deny them, and it's just Pain stuck back here on red, getting collapsed on by everyone. And what a change of pace here from them. The second they hold for just a moment, honestly, LAGR are able to abuse that. They're able to find their moment and counter push good Gunny when they stall.
Yeah, that was good. They avoided the flashbangs that time. And then the second time, they were able to cut someone off, even with the smoke coming onto that left side of the site. So whoever came through red, you know, you're going to see Sat run through there. They tried to flashbang it. They tried to smoke left side, and Ronin's going to run through there with a ballistic knife in her hand. But they knew exactly what was trying to be accomplished by the attackers that time. And they were finally able to adjust to it, stay back, wait for the ballistic knife to come through, or just wait for Ronin to walk through. They did just that, find the kills that they need.
This utility is just connecting right now from LAGR as they take a lot of space over here. I think having these trophies down really helped them on this in their defensive play, because they can't really get these early flashes and things that gave them all this space from before. Good Gunny though, they're able to get basically everyone standing back up. They're all able to leave, but they don't have the bomb. It's stuck there, dead center in B, so they're going to have to play for kills. They're going to have to play to surround, and they know this on LAGR. That's why they're shifting back here. That's why they're looking back in the spawn and just waiting for their abilities here to recharge. When the secret bow is back up, they will get some good intel, but Sad is doing a very long flank and might actually be able to avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is playing this well. They know how to avoid the flashbangs now. Can send Anvil in a little bit aggressively as long as they're able to keep him alive, especially with Adalia starting to get that economy with that round win in their favor now. But meanwhile, KingPreNade, RocSoldier, Whitlock, all finding some kills.
Yeah, great play by them. I mean, they used that shield pre-plant, but that's because there's no way they're getting into the bomb with it in the way. Goldie is a iron wall for them to have to find a way through, and it's just on Blicky to now chip away at it till they get a chance. But again, playing around this back, linked with the chalk to maybe get away if the down comes in. But I mean, you can see this. You can see Rock has to see Blicky back here. There's no way. Drew already rotating to help with this 2 versus 1 and caught off guard. Melted by the Sahara. Things evened up quick, and I mean, just with how good Gunny were playing at the start, I didn't expect it to come right back to a 3-3.
Yeah, I mean, it looks even on the scoreboard, but the advantage is in favor of LAGR if I had to give it to any of these two teams. The reason being is they've won 2 straight on defense. And again, they're on defense. They know exactly what they need to do now. They've made some really good adjustments. I mean, basically bobbing and weaving smokes and flashbangs at the beginning. We saw after the bomb went down, they dropped their shield on it and were just defending the bomb inside the B site. They still had a trophy left. So they're utilizing just 1 trophy to the best of their ability, getting good reveals here. Nice shot on the Pain with that bounce arrow as well, and more grenades coming through.
And all the rage immediately gone. Trying to take that fight. Doesn't need the rage, though. Still manages to beat Goldie. They're stuck forward. We'll get the res, though, because it's marked on him. But there's the Semtex. Pressuring the shield as they try to get aggressive. But they're trading some back for them. The downs are all going the way of LAGR here on that play. They just wipe him out. On that push, they had a great initiative, but the Dahlia res plus the lifeline, as soon as they cross that threshold of the center of the site, everyone is already standing, and that will push LAGR to an advantage on the defending side on lockdown right at the half.
I like the play from Pain there. He jumped up on top of lockers, just trying to get as many people to look in his direction. That's why he was able to just use his rage, use as much of his health as possible. Jump up there, say, you know, it's like in the Scooby-Doo movie, Shaggy and Scooby. That's the distraction, right? They're the little trap. They're the bait. There's like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Unfortunately, the diversion did not work out well because LAGR didn't care. They only allowed Anvil to start shooting at him, and the rest of them ran through red, found 2 picks very early, and were able to circle back and help Anvil out.
Blue, I have to know what Scooby-Doo movie you're talking about, because you were dredging up not bad memories. You're dredging up memories of me rewinding that thing on a VHS when I was 7 years old.
The best Scooby-Doo movie ever made, bro. Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island.
I didn't expect to go back there today.
No, Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island.
I wasn't rewinding VHSs on my CRT
Scooby-Doo
TV when I was
on Zombie Island
school.
is the best Scooby-Doo movie ever made.
Different one. I was actually thinking of a live-action one. Either way, it doesn't matter.
No.
It's Terror Time again, and LAGR are the ones who are terrorizing them right now. Good Gunny. Have to find an answer on defense. Have to get, 5 rounds, do even better than LAGR did if they want a chance at winning the game now. But their prediction on defense is a little bit off. LAGR, reading them like a book, they're shifting outside. They're going to get this bomb down without too much contention here from them. You can already hear that plant starting. There's still 1 player over there, so maybe they can play off of that crossfire, but I don't know if they have eyes on him or if they know where this rotation pressure from Good Gunny is going to come from. They find Rock up top early. He does get downed, and they can't go for the res because of that garage door coverage. Great angles by the members of Good Gunny 2 already, and forcing the Anvil out even further. But again, still on a timer. Have to move before this bomb becomes too much of a threat. There's the rage popped, but he doesn't get the kill in time. Misses everything, and somehow Emit Pain and Blicky get the better of that one. Goldie does get 1 trade, but it's 1 versus 3 with only an Anvil left. He is getting pushed. The defuse has started, and everyone from LAGR will fall, and that bomb will get defused. And the defensive round will go the way to Good Gunny.
Man, I was going to say, that was looking lackadaisical by Good Gunny on the defensive side. They kind of probably almost forgot it was pistol round. They pushed through B very heavily. And then you're like, oh, well, you know, people are starting to utilize the A site a lot more here on this map, especially in those pistol rounds. So they go outside. They get a free plant. I don't know what happened in the post-plant position because they had it. very nicely. But I mean, I think it all just stemmed from Emit Pain being able to make plays. And that's what you need someone like him to do. He's a playmaker for this team. He's got to be able to make those plays on a consistent basis. Didn't see it as many times on the attacking side, but here we saw it right there. Crouch spamming, hitting those headies right on a chalk that was raged up. And that really gave his team the advantage.
Sure, I'm helping him. That's not a fight you should be just be normally winning, right? You shouldn't be normally winning those kind of fights when you chalk rages in front of you. Someone helped him a little bit later, but not from the very start. He had to go through, burn through that entire rage. But still having the teammate there, winning those fights is a huge difference maker and a momentum killer. Honestly, especially with all the rounds that LAGR were able to get in a row there a little bit earlier, but not a lot of coverage on the tower somehow. Story manages to land here, but Soldier now gets the better. Pain. Here comes the pick for him. So now 4 versus 3. Advantage to the attackers with this bomb down. They have a shield down. They're trying to shred it. Can they get this defuse done in time? They're trying their best to get him. Must have been at the last second that they get him down. And they had all their eggs in that basket. Sat 1 HP left. Somehow 2 downs. Has to finish off the other 2 and get this defuse. I don't see it happening, Blue. It is looking unrealistic. He'll at least get a couple of bucks in the pocket from his final kills. But the attackers do manage to get the better of them.
That looked like a Shredder Rounds anvil coming out in the second round of this half, and I love it. I'm all for it, baby. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Like, hey, you know what? Even if we plant a shield to plant the bomb, they're going to try and anvil defuse. So round 2 coming into this, I've got enough money in the bank to get my LMG and Shredder Rounds. Whew, dog. Try and defuse that behind a shield, baby. I dare you. And that's exactly what happened. We saw him put about half a clip into it, come back around the corner. Boom. It was pretty much done by that time.
And he wasn't even the only one. I mean, everyone was pumping damage into that shield so they could take him down as soon as he finished it. I mean, it was a good call by myPstory. Speaking of that, better call on him. They now know that A is the site they want to go, so he just waits, catches Goldie on the rotation, downs him. That's the bomb down in the open with an anvil covering it. Hoping to find somebody that Semtex almost perfectly timed, which will get PreNade the bomb, but force him to use that rage to self-res. That's a lot of offensive pressure that's now going to be missing, and they just continue to down players with these nades. I love this aggressive play. They have so many downs. There's no reason to stop the push. They see PreNade running. He's going to have to make an absolute hero play to get this happening, but clearly will not.
Has to reload. Has to reload, so his teammates were there, luckily, to help him clean up the last there. I like the play from LAGR. This time, you know, if you go B, it's kind of more readable, predictable, because it's like, oh, well, the A didn't work finally, so they might try B. If I'm LAGR, I'm saying, hey, let's just go down there and see what's happening. Try and play a little bit slower. The link to Anvil, though, from the Dahlia, I don't know. I don't know if he's just taking turns linking people up here. It's looking like it's a seeker link now, but I think he's really got a link to that chalk. It's not so much that you need the anvil shield for the plant. That's okay if you don't get that play in the book, you know, down, but get that chalk linked up. Allow him to use that rage for something other than just reviving himself.
Yeah. I mean, swap the links around, you know, get some variety. The only reason to do the Seeker link is if you have, like, I think, a specific lineup, right? Or if your Seeker's going to play dummy aggressive, if you have something set up for that. But hey, look who has the lineup. It's actually Blicky. Instead, he's the one with the better timing to get that down. 2 players now not standing, including the Dahlia now, so no res. Of course, PreNade tries to equalize it, stuck in front of Story, and it's just down to that Seeker with a link with no benefit for it anymore. Trying to get a 1v4. Now that bounce nade could be huge, actually. If he wasn't so low, that could have been really impactful, but still a good Gunny push to 6.
I mean, he's still going to get money for both those downs there with the grenade. So that's the plus coming out of that 2v1 situation. But I don't know. The chalk from LAGR is just not living up to the potential right now. I think Emit Pain played it a little bit better on the attacking side in the first half. I mean, he doesn't get the link from Dahlia, so he's kind of with a, you know, he has kind of a crux with him right now, because if he uses his rage, he has to be a little cautious, not being able to go down. He doesn't have it to revive himself. He doesn't have the Dahlia link to pick him back up, especially if he's pushing as heavily as he was that last round. He gets one down onto the Seeker, doesn't finish him, ends up going down to the Anvil, so they get that revive and he gets killed. It's not an even trade.
He should get put back up in time, but I think just trying to make that res happen, they pushed a little bit too hard for it. Now 2 downs, 3 wiped off the face of the earth are the members of LAGR. Just trying to save themselves after that initial down. Was Rock too forward or just not expecting the pressure from Gunny?
I think he just wasn't I can't talk today. I don't think he was expecting the pressure, most likely. They hadn't gone B at all yet, so they didn't think that the defense was conditioned, or they thought they were conditioned enough for A to keep them going that way. Maybe they can get a head start on that B push that time around, but good Gunny. Predicted it well.
I like that they're still sticking to this, though, right? Because even if you're stacking A and taking all this ground, having your team forward positioned in B lets you get into A from multiple angles instead of getting stuck in your spawn, right? You can kind of play that open space a little bit better. Story gonna go down, losing that duel. Tough break there for them here, but they are going to. Again, that aggressive positioning behind them now paying off as they take ground on the other side, but they lose Emit Pain on that push, being down your chalk. That's a space maker for your team that you will not have the ability to rely on here, and trophies are protecting the members that you're hoping to down with some utility into that point. So just Seeker and Dahlia left here with the spawn mostly done, and Blicky wanted to get some cash, couldn't get it. Set Sat up for a kill, but again, they're just going to get their reses. He's just looking for some extra money in the bank with some of these downs here. Here's that he's getting pushed. Might actually end up winning that. Rock still gets the better of him, though, and their LAGR keep themselves in the game. They might be able to push this to OT.
Man, they could have had a 3v1. They could have had a 4v1 situation a lot quicker than they had if they had just double pushed that. I think it was Blicky, the Dahlia, coming from behind. I don't know why she's playing so dangerously there. Chalk went down very early on. The Anvil went down as quickly as they landed from the plane. And also, Seeker kind of ran away from his teammate there. Blicky's pushing into him with a pistol. He could have helped her out and finished off Blicky very quickly. They still get the kill, but I think maybe Seeker could have done it, helped him out, and make it a little faster.
Well, that's why he's playing right next to Blicky now to make up for it, right here over by this side. But they're not pushing this time. Complete change of pace from them. But an early nade here. Chalk will res himself, I believe. No one there, so that is. But that's going to be bomb. Does get put right in front of them, I'm assuming behind a shield. And to push to keep this game from going into OT, they're going to have to take this 4 versus 4 with very strong defensive positioning from the members of LAGR. It's going to be on Emit Pain, who comes around the backside. That's 2 downs early. That's something they have to push off of. You can already see them starting to take this ground. They can't overextend too much, though. See what they can find. Flash will force them back. Goldie caught out in the red. There's the last member. It's Rug surrounded and swarmed. Won't be able to buy anywhere near enough time. Every member of Good Gunny is still standing. And what a day of defensive lockdown halves so far here. Good Gunny. 8-6 lockdown. Tough start, but they managed to recover in the second half.
Yeah, that was looking weird from the positioning of the Anvil, myPstory as well. He was playing in...
Okay, I thought you meant watching the last game. So I was like, what in the world are you talking
No,
about?
the video of Lockdown when we watched like 50 times.
I get what you're saying.
Through.
Dude, there are some wacky houses on Zillow. If you go in some weird places, you will see.
There's a TikTok account that shows off wacky houses. There's one near me apparently that has a swimming pool in the garage. Like it's part of the garage like sits on top of half of a swimming pool. And they also have a full ice cream bar in their kitchen. Sunday bar.
Well, give me the address because I will be putting a down payment sooner rather than later. And Good Gunny, they're going to look to win this so they can get some cash to put their down payment on the ice cream bar house. Still have ways to go after this, of course, but first step is the most important. Saint coming out and Dahlia, double res here, Blue. For them, Seeker and Kestrel, of course, I think. Standard expected now at this point in the game, but Talon on the other side, only single. What is, you think, the game plan behind the change comps between the two teams?
Dude, I've been playing a lot of Saint lately, right? After this economy change.
Sick.
And I've realized something. I don't have to buy a smoke grenade or a grenade first, especially if we have a Dahlia and she's not going to prioritize Lifeline as fast as possible because we saw them not do that on LAGR last game. But also, I could just get Saint and get Helping Hand first round. Someone goes down, I already have the quickest res that Saint can have. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. It's a big. It makes a big difference, right? Because if you don't get a pick from your util, if your util down someone and you can't follow up on it, it makes attacking or pushing an advantage so much harder. Good Gunny, though, on the attack. Might not come into play as quickly. Would have come into play if that wasn't a gunfight that Sat lost there very early on. LAGR, though. Decent coverage here. Kestrel drones force them out. Actually down and pick Soldier, so really early trade there KingPreNade looking to find someone with this angle. He's getting planted. Blicky, though, completely caught off guard. Pain winning his gunfight here, too. Pushing for that as well to guarantee it. Only one player left. It's Goldie. He wins his duel, but they have the bomb. Even if he doesn't get the res on Story here, does he know how close he is? Great read by Pain. Knew he was going to peek for that. Knew he might have played greedy. Didn't expect Pain to have bumped the C4 round number 1. So down he goes and gonna get the first round.
It's crazy too because Pain's playing Saint, and that's something that you usually don't see as like the fragging rogue of your team, right? You've got a Seeker, you've got a Kestrel, even Dahlia can put up some big numbers with the ability, with the perks and stuff that she can put in her kit. But Saint, woo boy, Pain already showing off what you can do with the medic, baby. He's not wearing the new outfit
crazy,
though, so he's getting a little. Not all the boxes checked here, but I really like how aggressive they played on water as well. Water taxi. Nobody challenged them, and they pretty much just walked up the purple pillar by themselves.
That's just a good read on the map, right? That's just a good read and be able to kind of abuse where you think they're going to be playing. Bomb dropped early from some good pressure by Drew, holding fort, naded and forced away though. Not sure where their dart is exactly. I'm assuming somewhere forward. Maybe it just got broken. Either way, here comes the push. I'm assuming smoked off. They cross to the other side of A. Sat watching a flank. And actually might catch out someone there. Downed his RocSoldier. Ended up spotting Sat, who will just disengage and not. Oh, actually, he recommits right there. Maybe baiting someone into thinking the other way, but holding close to this choke is Drew. He downs Blicky. It's a 3 versus 2, and they have decent positioning, but not great to push into all those members, especially. Drew opens things up, though. C4 right away. They're going to try to push Goldie. A lot of damage. Direct hit with those drones also. Pain with the flank angle there. And now it's just down to Drew because of that. Going to find something, but they have a lot of spam on this choke. DMR will not beat 3 players unless you force 3 1v1s. Obviously not going to happen. Gunny, they just keep muscling their way into sight, and LAGR just cannot win the post points.
I really like that Kestrel Halo drone too. That position, he puts it like above the sandbags, right on the purple pillar, so it doesn't fly completely past it, and he doesn't have to try and, because if that's kind of the middle point, right, of that cover. So if he puts it on the ground on the right side of the bags, they can move towards the pillar and dodge that completely. So good placement of the Halo drones there from the Kestrel. And of course, they gave up water taxi for free again because the Mamba's just sitting there biting people from Pain.
And connecting a lot with that Mamba again. Mamba goes kind of crazy. We're seeing forcing him back too. That could be a huge nade, but they managed to disengage in time and already Headstrong picked up for him to get the chance on those duels. This time though, change of pace from LAGR. Here they come, shoving in. They down 2. They just don't want to give up this cafe space to them again. Denying it hardcore here. It's only the Seeker left up, and both the people who could res each other are both down right next to each other. So it's just sat in a 1v3. 2 players challenge him. He gets picked off. I think that 1v4. I didn't realize they had everyone still standing there. So LAGR, they say, listen, we can't win post-plan, so we're going to fight you pre-plan. We're not even going to give you the chance to make it happen, and the aggressive push gets them around. Yeah,
looking like a dentist with they were all up in their grill. Looking like a dentist with no license, man. That one is not much to break down. You said it. Don't let them get the plant this time. Let's just push into them and throw them off balance. So that's exactly what they did. Worked out in their favor. Let's see if they continue to go that route.
It was a heads-up play because they knew they're not going to come this. They knew they're not going to go to B, right? That's a read that they know they're not going B, but having people in the middle maybe to pick an angle can help here too. Sat can't quite punish the player on the retreat. He has KingPreNade now with him to peel, just in case if they stay aggressive to set up that crossfire for him. But they have solid intel here. They know where they might be, so they're setting up for it. Even though they have it down, they will get it. Everyone's still standing even after that. But where will the push actually start? It looks like Story maybe starting a little early, picked off by Soldier. Watching an angle, that's the bomb down. With no one there to recollect it quite yet. They did actually get it with the Dahlia, so they have it now. They can pick somewhere else to go, but wherever they go, they're going to be at a number disadvantage. Never mind. Pain's sick.
Helping hand, man. Probably already has it, dude. You can have that in round 1, baby.
He didn't there, but wouldn't have helped Sat there, obviously.
Pain is a much better player than me, so he probably knows better.
Caught out in the open. Blicky forced out. Is he gonna push this? I don't know if that's the advantage. I like the heads. Oh, I was gonna say that bounce nade might have punished him, but went straight back. They're into the open. Can see Blicky, knows where he is because every time he moves, his head peeks up just a little bit. But Gunny, they have the bomb down. They have the timer to play around. It depends on how LAGR choose to approach this. I'm not sure if Soldier knows that Pain is right there. Must not, because he pushes into it. 2 bursts. Finishes him off, but they get the kill, and they'll pick themselves up. So it's all on Blicky. How much time can he buy? That's the name of the game here at this point. Not a lot of health on them. Blicky delaying, but there is so much time he has to buy, and he has to stop the defuse from happening. I don't know if they know where he is, though, or they can even start this. He's been now going for the fight, gets one early, and playing around the planters, but didn't know the Kestrel was there. Pushes into that 2 versus 1, and they will get this bomb defused. Could have done it, but just where they planted didn't work for where Blicky rotated.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, he has to rotate that way because they know that they planted the bomb for Cafe, so they're searching Cafe. It's a good play from Blicky. I think maybe he should have just waited for the Saint to walk a little bit closer towards him so he can stay on that corner. Or after he downs him, instead of dodge rolling towards Planter, just stay on the wall of Taxi, because the Kestrel most likely is going to use Halo drones. That's when you transition towards Planter. And then you pump her with some lead and hold off on the bomb a little bit longer and you win.
My guess is that he thought the Kestrel was doing like a long flank. Like the Kestrel was hunting for him outside and not.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't think she was there.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense to me, but...
Look at him, it's round 5 and he still has no primary. My man is stacking up on the perks and utility. I like it.
Not a bad call. You keep calling it the Pocket MXR, so...
Doesn't have a single upgrade on that pistol though, so... I mean,
it's about being utility. If your team frags as well as Good Gunny have been doing, then I don't think it matters quite as much. Look at that bomb down again with that initial pick as well onto the Talon. So some intel gone, but the Seeker will have to make up for that potentially. 2 players in Cafe. One in that close area. Pre-nade burnt down, trying to push through that shortcut. Dead center of the map, but one traded back. What space are they going to take here? Sad is still watching this, so they can't go that way. They have to choose another direction. Pushing out this side, bounce nade gets one and gets Goldie so low. They have no idea how low he is, but they have him completely surrounded. Good Gunny, again, every time they get this bomb down, other than that one time they had really bad disadvantage beforehand, LAGR just do not win these fights after.
Yeah, bathroom is actually a massive advantage for both of these teams in this game so far. Usually we see it be a crucial position of the map, especially for these A plants, but it is even more massive for these 2 teams because every single round that is won is by the team that takes full control of that bathroom, whether it's before or after the plant. Good clear out from Sat.
Yeah, good coverage, having that space again, especially because it's such an important rotation. Same play that won LAGR, that their first round on this map, aggressive play in Cafe to deny them. How forward will they get, though? They are flashed, so maybe they could come flooding in, but they're just not willing to go quite yet. Drew also taking a lot of damage and caught out before he can detonate that C4. Now they have the counterplay because they aren't as aggressive as they were last time, so Sat's on a big flank right through bathroom, as you called last time. Behind them, but somehow these gunfights getting one over here, but finally the cavalry arrives from the other side of the map. Good Gunny counter that aggressive play with a very close rotation.
The 3 members of Good Gunny that were able to sustain themselves on Cafe while Sat was able to effectively flank through bathroom, once again, is a big play because they were able to just stay alive, which is interesting enough because LAGR, they went in there, Halo drones were used on them, got no kills out of it. Saint used C4, got nothing out of that as well. So they used 2 really big resources, mainly the Halo drones. And usually you want to either, of course, get the kill, get the knock, or at the very least, back them up. Force them to have to back up from where they are, right? Take that space away from them. LAGR did not give up that space. And even when they didn't give up the space, they still couldn't get a kill. So good sustainability coming out from Good Gunny to allow Sat to open up that fight from the backside.
Sure, I mean, they even lived off the flash, so I think just having that one crossfire as well really slowed things down because they couldn't push off the flash. They weren't comfortable enough to do it because of that damage and that early rotation over. Bomb down again. Planted on B this time, so a different shift, but not a single, no bloodshed yet, other than just some poke damage. Now Pre-nade will be the first to fall off of the duel being won by Sat. They have to make it to the bomb somehow. Drew makes it pretty far forward. The story know that there's a C4, gets knocked to 10 HP. but still standing. That angle is going to be important to stop this defuse as the Saint tries to get further in. Does he know he's going for it? Pain is in a great position to stop it, and they have absolutely no idea. Now, Goldie knows because of the venom in his back from the Mamba, but can't react to the entire team there flooding in. We're at the half, 5-2, and Good Gunny seem to have a very good grasp on Vice.
Yeah, Pain is playing out of his mind. You saw there, he was playing at the bottom of stairs inside the defender's spawn, repairs his armor, helps his team out. They stay there, but he repositions himself all the way back towards Fountain, allows them to walk into the site, but he can see it from where he is. You saw at the end there, he could see it before that Saint crossed over behind those boxes. He could see it. And he just puts the shots on, knows that he's the last member alive, pushes in, finishes off that kill. Great play from him. It was a good C4. They cleared it out very well. They even utilized the amount of smokes they used. I think they only used maybe one to push through long B and get into that site as quickly as possible. And I like that they conditioned the defense for A the entire time. Final round of the half, they go towards B. They plant it. They hold it very well, and it was successful.
Yeah, I liked the shift, and I liked the read by them to kind of punish him here. We didn't talk about the rogues that we're seeing selected here by LAGR. Small switch up, obviously. No Dahlia from them. I think this is the first time they forego it last round too, but still, they have the Lancer. So potential aggressive play, potential flank control. I think trying to maybe get a little bit of the magic that Good Gunny were able to have on their last round, but with a Lancer unheard instead. Early duo though here slows down potential from Rock to take this angle with the Seeker. We'll get the call on it though, and Sat might be actually matching up against the Lancer fairly soon. Great drones to push him back and get this rotation into mid, but doesn't realize that PreNade is right there. This is what they were hoping for. Someone in an angle, unseen, unheard, that will catch them off guard, and PreNade works his magic early.
I like that. I mean, you're going to have to really utilize this Seeker and this Talon combo to make sure you can find and single out this Lancer. No one knew she was in the middle. Someone jumps over the fence. They had good Halo drones to make sure that they wouldn't get shot going across it. But once they did get across, well, the Lancer found them.
And it was, I liked the call, but I mean, how do you know that they're going to be right there in that position? Offensive anvil, plant, and shield and plant. I think that's a good way to start things off because they can't really stop you yet. And Good Gunny are down a gun, so some value there. And some early poke damage, and PreNade still lurking over in this area, so we could see a quick and quiet push behind them at any point. That radar dart going to be so impactful. I don't think he saw this Lancer yet. They're trying to check it, but they just don't know right away. So this could be a massive flank from PreNade. Actually, there's the damage early, but it's just a pistol, so they get forced out. RocSoldier, though, with the bounce nade. Had all that intel thanks to PreNade, so Rock's the one who does it himself. Trade on the other side, but it gets LAGR there. First round here on the pistols. What good map control from start to finish from them.
What just happened with the Talon dart there? He threw it on the Fountain.
I don't think it reached PreNade.
He's on the other side of the Fountain. It should reach him.
No, he was one more box back. I think he was one more box back. Like one more cover piece back.
There's no way. I thought he was on the Fountain. He might have been behind the speaker. Okay.
Yeah.
That didn't reach him. I was going to say, the only other way is if he was possibly in his boots, but I don't think he was just sitting there in his boots.
No, I'm positive he was a little bit further back, and it was just perfect positioning by PreNade because he set up not only for his own damage on the way to make him turn around, but it set up for RocSoldier's bounce nade. They got their kills here, and the quick and quiet really paying off with the SMG. Blicky down, even though he traded out Drew on the other end. Finished off with the bow, too. Unfortunately, the Saint's still down for LAGR, though, so will they be able to push off of it? Pain so close and sees them. Gonna deny that chance to get the pick up because of their positioning. So it's a 3-on-3 with the members of Good Gunny hunting for a kill. I think they have a read on the B side rotation, but Pain's on purple pillar. He is locking them out of that space. With that, Goldie tries to go in a little bit ahead of his team. So Sat finds him holding in that corner. Ratton close by. Soldier down on that Fountain. PreNade. Same position. Won't work out quite as well this time. Good Gunny adapt, react, and deny the second round in a row.
Yeah, they lost Blicky really early there. That was unfortunate. Nice crossbow arrow to reveal and bounce off to get the ricochet kill from the Seeker as well. But Sat and Pain, they played that a lot better this time around. Pain pushed Cafe, did not give it up as easily. Even when his teammate went down, he said, I'm holding strong. Sat, he played it much better with the dart in mid too. figured out that he needed to single out whoever came through mid. Most likely, Lancer's going to be lurking around there somewhere. So find her, single her out. By the time that happened, his teammates were able to help him out. They get both kills in the middle.
And it pays off. It pays off not giving up that map control to LAGR because they did so much with it last time. So therefore, going it completely. 4-man stack, B long, all the way over on that side of the map. They do spot Sat, and they might just push and try to isolate him as quickly as they can, but they're going to stop on the way to get the plant. But one person, out of their mind, KingPreNade, trying to push for more. They know Sat's isolated, so they want the kill. They run all the way in, but they get C4'd and down. And even though this bomb is down, this positioning is so good for good Gunny right now. Pain knows exactly where Drew's going to be so low in that rotation, forced out by the frag. It's only Roc remaining. They're going to push for this kill. They're going to get it. They're going to get the defuse as well. Is that just a mix of team priority? Like, why would they had that space? Why not just lock down Sat? Hunting for that kill alone hurt them so much.
They were trying to watch for the bomb, but they got baited out from behind. Once Anvil went down, they knew there was only one member behind the boxes behind him or behind that wood stack. So you saw one member go for the bomb defuse. You heard it from the Kestrel. Just click on it, wait for that bait, pull them out, and then you just collapse on them. That was good retake positions from the side of good Gunny. They're playing this nicely, whether they have to play for retake or not, and they're starting to pull away. LAGR's going to have to find some sort of success, maybe go for a pick before they get this bomb planted with the shield, because I mean, good Gunny knows exactly what they need to do. We don't see as many Anvil shield plants on Vice anymore because teams are really starting to figure out how to break it down and how to get around it quickly and efficiently.
I feel like you also, as the attackers, you don't necessarily need it as much, right? Like, I don't see a necessity for it from some other teams, but same exact game plan from them, pushing with the quick and quiet. Seeing the Semtex going for the fight, winning it this time, but Pain has the crossfire. Great read by them to have another player over here pushing on the SUV, taking down both of them. But there's the res in time. Pain finished off the wrong person. They're going to get each other back up, and no one's here to punish them. They see now. They're going for it. There's only 2 members left. They know where both of them are. I'm not sure if KingPreNade snuck by unseen, though.
Oh, yeah, he's gone, dude. He's over here near the entry.
I don't think they know. I know they got to know that Drew's there, and they must have spotted that. But KingPreNade just waiting for this quick and quiet to charge back up. Now Drew, again, reminding him, hey, I'm over here. Look at me. Don't look for my Lancer who's looking to pincer you right now. But Gunny doesn't have to move. They have the bomb.
Yeah, I was going to say they have the bomb in their possession, so they really don't have to go anywhere. Trophy's up. I don't know if he picked that up off a dead Anvil and placed it himself. If he did, heads up play for him. I mean, he's got, looks to be padded steps already, so he can kind of walk quietly. Look at the checks, still checking, and he's going all the way around, KingPreNade. Nice flashbang coming in, picking that up off of someone. The Talon. Worked.
Well, someone floating here. Pushing through the smoke. Look at this timing by KingPreNade. They get one. They're trying to get the bomb. Story downs him. And now Saint above will be able to get the kill. Catches him in the foot mid-roll. LAGR, that could have been so rough. Pain almost denied them any chances, but just one wrong focus on a downed player lets LAGR claw that round back from them.
Yeah, Pain's got to be scratching chalkboards after that one. He's got to be kicking himself because he's the reason why they lost that round. The 2 members that were able to win it were, of course, the 2 that he downed, but just didn't finish off the proper one. The drone comes out, picks up Lancer, then she picks up the Saint after she gets the down. So that was a really good flank, too, from the Lancer, just playing it patient, telling Drew, like, hey, just wait till I have my ability. We'll use this. I'll get behind them. She surprised them, too, because came all the way behind. The amount of time that she took, it's like, okay, she's coming from this side. Okay, she's coming from behind. Wait, she's flanking from originally where she was to begin with. What?
And she pushed through a smoke, too. Like, they timed that up, I think, flawlessly. LAGR playing flawlessly so far. This round, too. 2 early downs on the back of that flank from the Lancer. So 2 versus 4 now with bomb close by. Sat also spotted, going to get shoved by this Lancer sooner rather than later, more than likely. Especially with all the intel that LAGR have to force him on a long rotation. Sat on a very, very far away angle. And they see him. They know he's there. They're going to try to challenge him. Is taking this 1v1 not the play? Sat thinks he's being pincered from both sides. I don't know if he is quite yet, but he's just playing for this crossfire from Pain, and this bomb is still not planted. Enemies planted the bomb. Now they finally get it down, but that's a long time of them hunting for kills.
Yeah, they were just trying to hunt, see if they can clean them up quickly. Most of the time, LAGR has success when they have to play these very quick rounds. Sat finds RocSoldier off a little lackadaisical peek there. I don't know if he knows there's another member just hanging off of that back wall. It is Drew for the time being. I think they might just let this go. It's 7-4, so you have a comfortable lead. Even if you give this up, you're still up 2.
Yeah, I don't think they push it. I think they're just waiting to catch people. I mean, it's been too long now. There's no way. If they were wanting to do something, they'd at least be moving. And it seems like they're seeing Pain on a sticky sensor, so they have a great idea that they're not going to look to do anything here. Still revealed and doesn't want to shoot that sensor. They rotate in. They'll even take it down from the bomb for it. But another round for them. That is a solid start from them. And KingPreNade on this Lancer has been a crucial part of their game plan here on attack.
Pain looking like a big old worm ready for some birds to swoop down and get him. He was just chilling in the reveal, not moving, just seeing if he could bait someone in, maybe grab some extra cash, or maybe make a play off of it if they got a little too aggressive on the attacking side, but they didn't. Looks like we lost someone, but now they're back, so I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be on the map.
It's Seeker. He's right there. It was the Seeker that DC'd, right? I'm pretty sure I see Pain, unless it's Story who's just chilling here right now.
Well, he is just chilling, but I mean,
is he moving yet? Can we go back to Story? I don't know if he's moving yet. I'm just curious. Well, they're protecting him, so maybe that's their game plan. Maybe it's the Kestrel bait. They said, "Wow, it almost worked last round when Pain was standing in that sticky sensor. Let's wait again." Highly doubt that's the case, but they are protecting him now. As Goldie gets this shield down. We'll get the plant as well, and Gunny, they're going to have to take this 3v4.
We've seen worse situations go awry for some other teams before, but most of these teams pretty evenly matched for the time being. KingPreNade does find Sat, finishes him off. Sensor goes down. Now RocSoldier starting to take over the bathroom control.
It is good space to have for the attackers, but it is going to completely deny them, I think, any chance to touch this bomb. I believe there is a shield up in front of it, too, so even harder for them. And now we see the Kestrel gone from the team up top there. Pain finds one, so 2-3 now, but this time it's running out. Another down for them. Back to a 2 versus 2, but they have to find both these kills basically immediately. Blicky's about to run into a player waiting by right there. Pain wants to stick it just a little bit late, but he's not even going to go for it. Goldie peeks perfectly near the very end. Gets blown up, and this game's getting close to OT.
It's okay. I'll chalk that one up to the disconnect, and then myPstory maybe not being fully loaded back in, or whoever it was. He was just chilling. It looks like he's moving now, so he might be back, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But it's okay. I mean, you have a round to give, 7-6 still, so you're still able to make some plays here in this final round, what could be the final round, excuse me. But for LAGR, you got to take what is given to you, and they're doing exactly that. They're able to get these bomb planted the last 2 times pretty successfully. They get easy picks at the beginning to start off the fights. That really set things in motion for them. Now looking to do it again.
And they're just poking, but they're not taking the same amount of space that LAGR was on their defense. You can tell, like, LAGR, they were willing to shove into Cafe and just deny all of that ground. Gunny doesn't want to do that. They want to play for these post-plant situations. They want to catch people like what they're doing now with how their talent is playing. Just slowly radaring just to spot as many people as possible. But it's just a lot of map space getting sacrificed at the moment, but I think they have the intel on bathroom.
It's also interesting that, like,
their play. Look how low they are up there too, Blue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's interesting that you mentioned how they love to push into them on Cafe in the defensive side of things for LAGR, but they didn't play water most of the time, and even when they did get aggressive and push in, they only won, what, 2 rounds off of that?
Yeah. But it was still a change of pace, right? And I think that Gunny could try to make the best of that, but they do break that shield, I think, pretty late. The anvil gets poked a little bit early as they get the armor back up, so 2 headstrong players waiting to trade into them, and they have 4 strong here. They hope to get something out of the map space they already have. There's the halos to force them back. Now they might take Cafe, but caught by the bounce state on the rotation. Will the Dahlia res come in time. It looks like he is standing, but a double down right afterwards. 2 from the C4. LAGR want to push this one to OT. He hears something, but loses the gunfight there. Does get the trade on the downs. They will get the pickup, but it's already 3/4 of the way through the timer. I don't know if Pain has the chance to go for this res. 2 versus 3. As 2 of them bleed out. He's going to go for it just, I think, for some cash, I guess, but they're not going to have a chance to go in. Looking for anybody trying to push them. This bomb is going to explode, and we're at one final round to decide Vice.
Going into overtime. Once again, bathroom being the huge part of the map that came in clutch right there. The cover from RocSoldier being able to just hold inside the bathroom. They committed way too many resources towards the Anvil and Drew. I think the Saint in Cafe. They Halo drone him off of that, which is a good play, especially when you're able to push into that and play off of that Anvil, get that pick initially. They already took out the shield as well. Sometimes that hurts them too, because if they take down the shield, but they push Cafe, they win that early, then they still have to push bathroom, and he still has a sight from the little balcony up the stairs inside the bathroom. And RocSoldier's been holding that beautifully so far, but it looks like they're going to try and make it for a B push this time around.
Huge change. I don't think they've pushed this exact way before, but they are spotted and shot at on that cross. Anvil knocks low. They will put out the shield. KingPreNade, though, wins the first one. Rotating right over to B long, getting story from behind. So now good Gunny, if they want to win this map, it's going to be down a player. They almost won a round down a player before, so I definitely wouldn't put it past them to get this chance. But they did stop the plant just by the way that they were spamming earlier. They didn't let LAGR get this bomb down. I think they're going to let him do it this time, no?
I think that works out in favor of LAGR, though. They put the shield down and bait out all the utility. Then they can go in, and now they still have the 2 trophies available.
They're both down on that bomb, too, so they will be able to push on the diffuser and not get caught by frags.
Nothing for this retake. They have to play for straight-up kills right now.
That's going to be so tough. What can did that nade go over? I can't even actually tell. There's a Hail Mary Katana, not going to find much. LAGR are looking poised to guarantee that this one won't be a 3-0. It's going to be on what Pain can do on this rotation. I don't think they see him at all. He has to find someone. Here's the crossfire. Sets them up for one. They have 2 picks already. Goldie is knocked low. 3/4 of the way through the timer. There's the push in Talon, but picked off. And Drew, patiently waiting, punishes Pain when he pushes. LAGR bring it to 1-1 and win this one in OT. Might go the distance here, Blue. Again, I think you picked the right.
But, I mean, I don't like playing any map when I'm bad at it, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I haven't seen Phantom on this map in a long time. I mean, I think I've seen a team pull it out.
We haven't seen Phantom at all in a long time. I mean, we've seen a couple sprinkle in here and there in the past few weeks, but not even sniper ones.
Yeah, no, the AR Phantoms, and even then, it wasn't really hitting the way that it needed to. I think. I mean, people were like saying, "Oh, reveal meta," so I'll just use my smoke. I'll use nano smoke and I'll reveal them, but that just wasn't paying off. It wasn't doing what it needed to do for some of these teams. Lancer picked up by good Gunny this time. They want to be the ones kind of aggressively taking space away from members of LAGR, but they're going to be running right into a chalk more than likely. And if KingPreNade's aware, then Duel could just stop that Lancer aggression entirely.
You know, I just want to see a Phantom smack some heads, Kresnik. I don't know about you. Okay, so that's all.
I'd be for
actually, you know what I really want to see in today's tournament, or maybe even tomorrow, Dima. Dude, ever since Dima got resupplied, I think that he is much more valuable than he was before, right? Because we were in this meta where it was all about reveals. Now we're in this meta where it's about reveals, but it's also about grenades.
He has
both, baby. And now with resupply, you're able to pick up more grenades. Come on, bring the Dima, dude. It's time to rob the bank,
and
baby.
That was the biggest change of the arms race patch, right? It was like that was like the only.
I think it's the biggest change no one really thought was that big.
But I mean, it's for a character that plays off of those. It is pretty big. It's fairly important to play around. But I don't know if we'll see it today. What we will see is just a slaughter right now. Gunny, the auto pistols burning down KingPreNade and Soldier on their attempt at being aggressive. So you can see Drew on this road back here. They must have some idea where he is. Maybe get something with the ballistic. Won't do it. It's only Goldie remaining. Finishes off the down that he was able to get before. It's him on the Saint getting shoved by this chalk. Emit Pain. So aggressive. 3 elims. Finished them all himself there. near the end. What a start for Gunny on Windward.
Yeah, I like that. 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 You know, Kirk Cousins style for you. You like that? Good Gunny coming out very strong. The Ronin coming out from LAGR, it's not looking too good in that first round. Tried to throw the ballistic knife. I think he kind of panicked and he missed, so he wasn't able to get the direct shot. I think if he hits Chalk with that, Chalk dies, maybe even does some damage to the teammate that was running behind him a little bit if he was within the vicinity. But good Gunny. They showed strong defense there on the pistol round, though, so things are a little bit more wild. Now we'll get to see a little bit more formational or offense, I would say. Structured, more structured.
Yeah. We'll see what structure they apply here. Early bow down mid to get some intel for them here. Someone is flashed. I have no idea what's going on. Neither does Goldie, clearly, but his team making up for it. One with those early 2 picks and a down on 2 picks. There were 3 down, but Blicky now pushing maybe to make up for it. Only 1 player standing on both sides, but Rock. All those downs he got earlier end up paying off in the end. That was a chaotic round, but you said structured maybe, but LAGR take advantage of the chaos.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened there, too. Blicky was making some huge plays with the Lancer, knew exactly what he needed to do. He was just kind of peek-shotting the Saint from behind the wall with just his head sticking up. Dodge rolled into him, which also reloads his gun as Lancer, so he's going to be able to just pop up, start firing again, downs him. Turns around, gets someone to one-shot being the Seeker. His teammate finished him off, but the rest of the team just collapsed on them from behind and in front. Finished that fight off pretty quickly, or just as quickly as it started. Good attack from LAGR. Yeah, they made sense of the chaos, but it was a little bit more structured than the first pistol round. This time around, they like to go towards the B site.
Yeah, it is. They're here over on A, shifting away from the area they were playing last time. Sat forced to disengage. I think I heard the ballistic go off. Not exactly sure where that was positioned, but Pain maybe a little bit too eager there on the chalk. Off right away, and anyone who tries to contest them gets picked off. Story downs 1, but you hear the res coming in. Sat will not be able to get picked up. They will clean up Story also, and there's the reveal. Blicky spotted, trying to flank them here on the Lancer. Has to have some flawless play here, and that's one way to start it. Stuck in a 1 versus 4 situation, but they have Saint res. Maybe you can hear that drone, the plant, excuse me, starting. I don't think they have the drone for the res right away, but should be able to get it. There's the quick and quiet. Doesn't realize that Goldie's holding, actually. Hit some headshots. Could fight it, but there's 2 players. He's going to get rushed in, though. No one's going to win a fight like that unless you get some isolated play. But LAGR, they know better. They won't let him get away with it, and they get their 2nd round in a row.
Yeah, using the Semtex on the left side of the tree, then shooting on the right was a good play. Got himself some extra cash there. But I think overall, his flank just took way too long. Maybe they thought they'd go towards that B site once again. Maybe even push through mid. But he just took way too long. The rest of his team didn't wait for him to get into a position where he could enter into the team fight from behind. Once they initialized that fight, they took their fight a little bit too early. Blicky wasn't in position to help them out, so he got left by himself. Pitt got pushed by LAGR. Good plays from LAGR. They set the tone that round, and they really put themselves in front.
I mean, you see the attacking team usually being very aggressive on this map, but never that far forward on that site, at least. Usually, Blicky Semtexing himself, unfortunate down with it in his hands, but Sat finishes Goldie, downs Drew as well, so we're down to a 2v2 with no distance res for either team. You're going to have to commit to it, or you're going to have to give up your teammates. Look at the Ronin, no idea that Rock was holding close there, but 2 kills, myPstory might have known, but commits for the Halos anyway. To get 2 more down, it's just 2 players left standing. LAGR could go for the reses, but Pain's got to be watching for it, right? But he's going to get the res. Effectively right in front of him. We don't know what other utility was in the way. Drew will fall. Pain flashed. Has to disengage. 2 versus 1. I don't know if he doesn't still has his active either. So no rage, no extra health. They have the bomb. They will get it down. And Pain gonna have to somehow sneak through all the Seeker reveals and find an isolated gunfight.
Did Pain find a down while he was flashed there, too? That was pretty impressive.
He finished off the down. That was like 1 out.
Okay.
He was just spraying it and happened to hit the 1 bullet that he needed to hit.
I was going to say, for good Gunny, I mean, the Lancer pushes off of cannons at the beginning of the round, gets a down, isn't able to finish it off, so that's not an even trade. And that's the 3rd time that's happened from him as well. So he's got to be able to find... Okay, well, he just got pancaked from behind.
Find what, Blue?
I'm saying Blicky's got to find a way, either himself or with the rest of his team, to finish off these picks, right? Because even if he dies as the Lancer, I always tell people this. If you're going to push very aggressively into them like Blicky has these, you know, for these last 2 rounds now. If you're going to do that with Lancer, at least get a trade, right? So if you're going to die, that's okay as long as you trade out, right? Because you do multiple things if you do that. If you push into them and you play aggressive with Lancer, not only are you trading out 1 for 1, but you're also delaying their attack. You're delaying their aggression. You're allowing your defense to set up. You're giving them intel as well. How many are there? Yeah, you died, but you killed 1. Doesn't matter. You can tell us the other 3 people are there or not. But he's not able to get those confirmed, so it's all for nothing. Luckily, Saint got it with the grenade last round.
Yeah, making it happen here in LAGR. This time, their aggression punished here by Good Gunny, I think. Red there, all that utility spammed in the same areas when they try to push. They found out what side they were on. Early downs all end up paying off. And Good Gunny stopped the spree that LAGR were getting.
That's exactly what I was talking about. I mean, Blicky, he's able to push around. He gets a pick. He doesn't get traded out, and he's able to confirm that kill. The rest of his team was able to kill the Chalk very early. Then they push in. Once they lost bomb control on the attacking side, they pretty much lost that entire fight because everyone was closing in on them. So that's a really good play from Blicky that time around. Much better than the previous rounds.
Yeah, 100% better play. Obviously, if you win the round, it's better play, but
Well,
that
not
Lancer
always.
spotting helps a lot. Whoa. No, I agree. I'm also adding on to it. It also helped them win the round. So sad. Playing off that call, Blicky staying alive again. So preserving his life here. PreNade does get 1 down, but again, this read from this Lancer too around the back is punishing them. Will Emit get away from this? Somehow, but gets that intel on Roco. He's so low. 1 more bullet will finish him off. The Kestrel gets it and equalized very quickly. These rounds, Blue, are happening in the only round that was longer than like 20 seconds was the one where Emit was stuck in that 1v2.
Yeah, LAGR's going to have to figure something out here because Sat has grenaded someone, at least 1 person, 3 times on the box off of Zip. So either they need to stop going on Zip or only send 1 person towards Zip, or send a Chalk raged up or a tenacity talent or a headstrong Saint, because something's got to change. You can't get naded off the same spot 3 times. You can't get double naded off the same spot 3 times. You gotta make this adjustment now, because if you push that zip line again and you get down by a Sat grenade again, I'm gonna lose full here.
Well, you're not gonna this time. They've shifted their game plan. They're on the other side of the map, but they are playing far back to spot them early, so maybe Sat can rotate in time to stop them. But here's the rotation. Back over to mid. Sat is watching, so it could still happen. Blicky also getting some intel. They must know where they're coming from. Blicky obviously won't be doing a ton of damage in that range.
Oh, I don't like Blicky's choice to shoot there. He just gave away his position.
But now they have to think about that threat, though. They have to think about it. I agree, though, that you don't want to give away too much, particularly when now they know that their rush.
Yeah, because then you can just play off yellow there, and as soon as they come across the zip, because most likely they would have if Blicky wasn't, if they didn't know Blicky was there right away. Look at this. Blicky's going to get chased out. I like this push from LAGR here. They're getting very aggressive, but Blicky's going to survive.
Wow. So heads up. Knew that they were coming in. And actually, LAGR played around it, too. LAGR were going to catch him on the way out. They pushed past it instead of up cannons. But still kind of punished on the way in Pain. Gets that first down. Wants to punish them more for playing for it. 9 HP left on the Chalk. The Flash is the only save and grace that he has. But now Blicky gets another down, and this rotation push back in perfectly timed. They have the crossfire as well. Emit gets another one. Only Drew sitting up top. And Emit with almost all of them for him. Collapsing there near the end. Blicky and Emit, the 2 SMG rushers for Good Gunny, are showing up now. And Good Gunny, they recover from what could have been a very rough half there on defense.
I really like that play from Good Gunny. Send Blicky on cannons. Give himself away. At first I was saying, yo, that's not a good idea. But then once they realized he was there, that was a really good push from LAGR. They had a game plan. Let's push Blicky. Let's get him out of the fight. But they weren't able to catch him. So Good Gunny used Blicky as kind of like, going back to that Scooby-Doo reference. Look at me. I'm the diversion. They chased him. They weren't able to catch him. They weren't willing to overcommit into pit because they thought maybe someone would be there. Instead, you got Kestrel and Chalk on the backside who swooped around behind. You got someone else watching mid-cut. And guess what? Now you're stuck in like a kill zone, right? They just trapped them in a box and they surrounded them. Perfect play from Good Gunny. I like that. They were able to close that out pretty quickly as well.
And they committed everyone into, and they made it very clear when they were pushing, right? Because the Chalk, I mean, the Chalk raged in straight. The fact that Blicky lives is, I think, the big game changer for them on that defensive side. But things had changed. They're attacking now. Still have the Chalk going into an anvil. Here is going to be the big difference. KingPreNade already taking cannons. Some good positioning from him so far. But it looks like he got spotted on that flank side. Now they're rotating to try to help him out, but forced back. KingPreNade does win that duel thanks to the crossfire from Goldie, but crawling means he'll be able to stay alive. Goldie is down. Only one player left. It is Roc. Knowing that someone's close by, but Halo drones are going to force him in. That little bit of damage is going to be the last thing he was hoping that happened to him. They're all flooding in. He'll get picked off during that flash bang, and Gunny with a very solid first round.
Yeah, the damage not only helps them because he's only 60 health, but it also tells them, hey, he's there. Yeah, exactly. It gives them the intel that they need. I like that play, too. Emit Pain and the rest of his team just know how to bait LAGR out, and their baits are getting better and better. The round before the half ended, they bait him into a kill box, like we said. This time, they bait him into cannons, being able to find that kill as well. Yeah, they get one down, but they aren't able to finish it out. So Pain comes in behind, cleans up the one shot, Kestrel, and then picks up his teammate. They finish off Seeker to end the round. They're playing really good road company right now from the side of Good Gunny. For LAGR, they got to stop falling for these baits, and they've got to start getting some early picks.
Is there a comp really? I don't think they really have the comp for early picks minus the, you know, they can maybe really catch someone with Halos or the Seeker having a really good bounce nade, but goes the other way here right away. The anvil down. They're going to finish him off too. They're pushing for it. Sad also holding back to catch the people on the rotation. They countered the bait by holding back, and that blink, and you miss it. The round is over. Sad perfectly positioned to deny any chance from LAGR to turn that round back around.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to just follow them through pit, right? Instead, they back up, put Seeker back on the objective. They didn't think he'd be playing on the bomb site so closely. Pops up, gets one with the Sahara. Damages the second one, has to reload. Instead, elects to go with the pistol, but his teammates are there just in case. Nice play from Good Gunny once again. And yeah, going back to your question about the composition for LAGR, I mean, they lost the pistol round, so no, they don't have a composition because they don't have any good guns. Maybe an executioner for long distance, but you know, no one's going to stand out in the open in this tournament like that. So LAGR, they've got to get a Mamba, they've online, maybe even a Riptide, and then they can really start to poke at people from a distance. Especially with that Mamba and the Seeker combo of the reveals, they can maybe catch someone off guard very quickly.
They do catch him off guard early with some spam, but they do still manage to make it past to get on site, to get that bomb planted. But look at LAGR's positioning. They have a pretty big split here, too, coming all the way around. KingPreNade and someone else we can't really tell here. Nope, actually, someone else cut short. But you can see they're expecting them to go into that high up post position. KingPreNade catches Blicky on that long lurk. That rotation pays off so well here in the end, and now they have them pincered. But Pain wins the duel and gets both. No way, he lost enough HP to not have a chance there, but still makes it happen. It's only Goldie standing and Sat pushing in the Kestrel far back to trade just in case. If Pain doesn't win that 2v1, that round could absolutely go LAGR's way, but Pain makes the hero play and pushes Good Gunny to be one round away from map number 3.
Tough windward map for LAGR. I mean, we've seen some scores like this already in this set, game 1 and game 2, but they turned it around in the second half, usually, right? But this game's not looking like one of those. Maybe windward, just maybe not one of their best maps, and it's starting to show. Round by round, the baits are getting better from Good Gunny. They're starting to set up really good crossfires, and they're just executing their game plan a little bit better.
For sure. I think they are playing the map fantastically so far. I thought that the defensive rotation from LAGR was actually really good there, but again, sometimes you just lose a 2v1, and you can't make up for it here. Emit still holding close. The Kestrel forced to stim in front of him. Will he push that one further? It doesn't even push forward. 3 downs in the blink of an eye. Good Gunny, they want this round. They are pushing for it. Only Roc still standing to give their team a chance. They don't know where he is just yet, but it's still a 1 versus 4. That is not likely. Through the C4, up and he rolls into the bench. You hate to see it, Blue. You hate to see it.
I was just about to ask. I seen the Chalk run around the corner, and you're like, oh, he's hiding in the corner. And I'm like, wait, Chalk has a C4 in his hand.
Used to seeing, but this is the winner's bracket life on the line for LAGR in this best of 5. If they can't take this map, they will be knocked to lower bracket, and Good Gunny will move on. Hey, speak of Phantom, and she will appear. We mentioned it earlier,
Man.
but Gunny, they're pulling her out. I'm not sure if it's going to be with the Nightshade. I'm not sure if it's going to be with the sniper, but I'm happy to see either.
Hey, I like seeing Phantom with the Nightshade just as much as anyone else, but there's just something so satisfying in watching that ding, those nice little headshot downs from the sniper rifle. Of course, Fixer is not allowed in the CMG tournament, so
yeah,
we get left with Phantom sniping, and it's very rare, unless of course someone wants to pull out the devotion, hit those double dinks, you know.
I'm actually curious, Blue. What do you think with Fixer going down to 1 bullet next patch? Do you think that'll be enough to bring him in, or still no?
They've nerfed his gun twice. Now they're nerfing it again. The problem is not his gun; it's his ability.
Yeah, I just was curious about your feedback. The thermal is so tough.
Listen, if you want it to be team play oriented, take his smoke away and force someone to have to be his teammate with a smoke, or just do something with his ability other than that. I don't know. It's not the gun, man.
It's not the gun, but gun matters.
I think 1 bullet will help, but then again, people just pull out the Deadeye and run through a smoke. So,
well, either way, Fixer can make a lot of space. Still not seeing him in this game. We're gonna see the Phantom. We don't know what gun she's gonna pick up yet, but Sat, oh my, Phantom, don't need a gun. Just use the pistol for the rest of the game. Apparently, 3 downs, 3 limbs. Great play by Sat to clean up on every single player. Mostly every single player that was standing on LAGR. So that's not the start you want for a team that really needs the momentum to be rolling.
that's what you like to see from the Sat Phantom, baby. We just talked about it. We like seeing the Phantom. And now here on the defensive side, 3 downs. And that's also what I was talking about. Get aggressive on this map on defense, right? Because there's not that much room if you give up the site. Usually we see some teams saying, okay, hey, we can play for retake. We can give up the site. You can still do that here. But, I mean, 1, it's being pistol round. You can get crazy. 2, there's not much room to work with if you give up that site all the time.
I am shocked that bounce nade didn't connect on anyone. I thought they were right in the place to do it, but it must have just been LOS'd by something. As Drew still holding back a little bit.
You also get a little bit more time to dodge that now. Timer, I think, is 1.25 now. So
just didn't look like they moved that far, though. That's what I'm saying. It looked like it was pretty much dead on, but must have, again, some sort of geometry must have been in the way. Attackers big shift. They're moving back down. They're moving into Sat's line of sight. Stat also has a sticky sensor on sight, so if he pushes back, if he gives up some space, they'll have some intel. We'll see what Blicky can do, maybe catching them on this rotation. High ground pressure. SMG at that range will knock down Goldie, and that could be the opening for Gunny to get aggressive.
Man, no upgrades on the gun either. That's very impressive from Emit Pain with that D40C. I know I struggle to down people in my face with that thing, and he's lasering people across the map from high ground like that, so it's looking very good for him already. myPstory finds RocSoldier, though. They're trying to get a bomb plant. And this is a Nightshade Phantom. A little disappointing, but still, hey.
Disappointing, but I mean, it's gonna do what it needs to do. No heals there. I mean, Story, by the way, perfect timing earlier when he walked in with that MLX. He caught Soldier holding the bow out. So what a rotation from Sat here. They're gonna get that down. They're gonna get that finish. It's just the Kestrel left. It's just Drew with a pistol in hand with 5 HP, and Emit denies any chance to even get a plant down to get another kill. Sat only 1 down that round. Emit catching up from how they were playing a little bit earlier. 2-0. Great start for Gunny.
I like that good Gunny started off on defense, too, and they're playing very aggressive. Each round coming out with, like, tenacity in their veins, man. They are hunting down LAGR. They're saying, you know, this is the last game. We're going to make it the last game of this match. Let's go ahead. Let's get this win. Set the tone on the defensive side. LAGR just, they feel like they're stuttering on offense, just not able to find any give.
They're not taking the ground, and I think that's the difference between LAGR on a couple wins and LAGR on not. But now they're doing it. Shock Rage early, win the duel against Emit Pain. They're going to shove and get all those down, though. Team kill. Team finish, I guess, on Pain. Downing KingPreNade in the way, makes up for a little bit there. It's 2 versus 2. 2 versus 3, excuse me, but Sat on the rotation out. Isolated. Burnt down. And the aggression countered. LAGR push on their own terms. And finally taking space is what gets them their first round on attack.
Yeah, that was much better from them on the attacking side. They sold B and said, you know what? We're going to sell B. Tell them we're here. We know what they're going to do. They're going to play aggressive. It's worked out for them twice. Now maybe Good Gunny's going to have to say, okay, we can't do this anymore. They're starting to pick up on it. Let's play a little bit more passive. Let's get some grievous wounds damage out there and then start to move in on them with maybe the Chalk and things like that. Chalk didn't rage up from Pain, so the raging Chalk from LAGR walks around a tree and boom, gets 2 kills. Really opens up that fight for them. Nice flashbang coming through under the workshop. Look where Phantom's playing this time around.
Yeah, way more forward. So again, they're denying some ground. You can see how far back members of LAGR are forced to be. Only one playing on the low ground too. Story with the C4 down in Goldie. Someone has to rotate to pick him up, and that could be just a chance for Gunny to take even more ground here. Soldier is trying to stop him from doing it. Goldie does get saved by KingPreNade, standing back up, but you can see them all just very clumped up in one area. Soldier holding back by small here, but what will Gunny take? What space are they going to take? Are they just going to hold here and know that they're all clumped up in one spot?
Sad's rotated all the way back towards soccer field near the statue just to see if anyone's trying to make a flank or maybe sneak an A plant. It's not working out so far, and oh my goodness, RocSoldier falling out of position, gets taken care of, finishes him off. Pain's trying to move in now. The fisticuffs couldn't take out the one-shot anvil. Finally, he goes down, but Pain finds the rest of that.
Oh, Pain, so unfortunate. Jumping, if he doesn't jump there, he has a chance to win that fight. His deep coordinate was a laser for the last couple of kills, but he gets caught mantling in front of the Kestrel. The Kestrel with perfect timing. LAGR with their second round in a row, and again, they just need that momentum to get rolling. It's what their team just thrives on.
I like the adjustment at the beginning of the round from the side of Good Gunny. They sent Phantom on the bottom towards water so that if anyone pushes Pain on tree, she can get a different angle on them and be able to burst them down. But they didn't push that this time around. They played it a little bit more passively, and they were patient, and they waited. The defense got a little overzealous, and they had to pay for it. I don't know how Sat even went down. He was hiding in the soccer field the whole time.
Someone must have dueled him. Gunny, oh, that is a momentum killer. Plus the flash, too. How forward are they going? They got this down. They're going to fight Rock so close, but not so low. Who finishes him off? It will be Emit. Holding close with them, and just one player about to ride up the zip. It's the Chalk. Popping the rage early, but I mean, it doesn't even pop the rage, excuse me. I mean, last one left. Going to have to self-res, but surrounded. Didn't even want to use the ability to go for the fight there. That is just a round that you're not coming back from if you're LAGR.
I mean, they tied it up 2-2, but the lead goes back in favor of Good Gunny, up by 1, and now they're starting to really iron out this aggressive defense that they're playing. Finding the kinks, they lost 2 rounds, so there are a few kinks, but they're starting to iron those out, and now they're starting to fix those up, patch them up, and say, you know what? We don't want them to be able to find those. We don't want to let any cracks through, because if they find a small amount of success or we get a little overzealous, then of course they're going to be able to get this round. Done it twice. Nice flashback once again. Pain with these. Oh my goodness, Kresnik.
Oh my god, maybe a little too much there. They thought the flash got everyone, but clearly some people ready for it. LAGR managing to all stay standing, so it's just the Phantom and the Dahlia left, and Blicky gets one, but caught off guard right away. Sat just too far away to provide proper crossfire and support for the rest of the team, so now 1 versus 4. Drew, very good idea, catches him with the nade in hand. Thought he might get down, but the nade got dropped actually there too, but doesn't end up mattering. And one quick answer from LAGR off of the back of a slightly misplayed flash play.
Now this is starting to look like the LAGR that we saw in games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Neck and neck here with Good Gunny, and it's all because they're just feeding off of the energy that is being put out by Good Gunny. Again, Good Gunny, they ironed out their problems in that last round, but then they come back and they're not able to clean up those kills. Sat is playing a little off with the rest of his team, playing this 3-1. The 3-1 works sometimes, but then the next round it doesn't. So they've got to find a way to make it adjustments, because LAGR's just playing patient, saying, okay, we'll get flashbang, don't worry, because if they don't flashbang all of us, you start shooting your gun. Hopefully we survive through this, and then we can just finish off whoever else is left. They cherry-picked Blicky there, too. He did get it down under the Saint, but again, didn't finish it off. That was Blicky's problem early on in the last game.
I think it's because of where they were playing as well, making it harder to finish it off. Blicky, though, another down. Not able to finish it, obviously, quite yet, because it's just with a nade early, but Goldie knocked as well. Someone now has to commit for that res. They have a little bit of intel there. Pain spotted, but will they push for this? You can see they popped the rage. They're willing to go in. That's a finish off on the Saint. Rock is holding close, and they have the LOS on him, forced in such low HP. 2 still standing, though, as KingPreNade gets aggressive inside, caught out by Sad. It's only the Kestrel. The Chalk tries to back off. Obviously, they're not going to let him get away, and it's Drew versus 2. No one getting res just yet. Misses the Kukri, though. That could have been the chance, but myPstory was already on that rotation around. We're going to hit the half with only a small advantage to good Gunny, but those rounds went back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of chaos happened, too. I mean, after flashbangs came out, it was pretty much like a medieval war. Everyone running down the cliffside at each other, screaming, saying, we're going to kill you. No, we're going to kill you, right? And whoever came out, last man standing. But it was all because of the Anvil there. He was just able to lock down the site after those flashbangs came out. The fighting ensued. He really picked up a lot of slack, getting one down, able to sustain himself. Yeah, he didn't live through it completely, but he kept his team in the fight by allowing himself to just lock down the site, not let them in. It kept them on the tree and around that truck, and that's really what hurt them. Even after flashbangs, even after site was locked down, they just didn't have any space to move anywhere.
Yeah, and that's what I think aggression can gain you, right? Just denying space. If you take that ground early on the defense, then the attacking team will feel a little bit choked out. But Gunny, well, they are going to feel fine right now because they are not being contested too hard. 2 people stacked on sides, the Kestrel and the Trench. So we haven't seen quite yet today, but obviously will be pretty impactful here on this map. Flash early as they push into the smoke forward. I think Soldier's positioning is going to be the most important here. I'm not sure if Pain was able to see him. They're starting to get this plant down as they have positioning inside. They gave it up on the side of LAGR. They're hoping to play for this post. Where is their final player? KingPreNade lurking down in water. This zip play, actually, now that I think is the new area to look for, but Soldier also might be taking a fight sooner rather than later.
I like this too. They brought out the Trench, something we haven't seen so far today. We've seen a couple Anvils with their trophy ability. Now we're going to see the Trench using the barbed wire. Still has one in the pocket, but he's going to end up going down. Shoulder and elbow showing through.
The timing is just so good because they slow someone down on the backside. Now look, KingPreNade, I said that lurk is what's going to matter, but hey, here he is. His entire team's already dead. I must have just heard him, known that someone wasn't there, so they pounce. And taking the little advantages and running with it is what is letting good Gunnies start to build this lead.
I think KingPreNade's just got to act faster there. Once again, flank. It looks good. Seems good. Oh, wait, the rest of his team's dead. Wasn't fast enough good. And I think that's really what happened. Maybe he was trying to just sneak around, get a defuse as his team was fighting, but his team had no chance in that. They had 3 people rushing. Once they got that Trench down with his elbow sticking out from behind the wall, they just pushed into the Saint aggressively. And that was a beautiful sensor arrow that just flies past, bounces off the wall, and hits him right in the head for 80.
Just chunks him on the way in. Gets some info and gets some really damage. KingPreNade forced out. Assuming there was a smoke or something in the way to slow that one down, but he still gets away. As they now shift everybody up top. Drew with the C4. Will they live through it? No damage, and they get 2 with their nades. Finish them all off with the Halo drones. I thought that would have been better for the defenders, but everything is just falling apart. It's only Goldie left. Again, blink and you miss it, and that round is over. Gunny, they killed the momentum that LAGR were really starting to roll with, and LAGR are just not taking space on this B site at all.
Yeah, their defense is starting to fall apart. No trophies being set up on site very early. They're kind of holding those off. Or they're just using them in small garage, which, by the way, Seeker can get rid of them or just wait it out, because that's exactly what he did. He just waited with his teammate on the back of the warehouse. As soon as the Kestrel went in with the Chalk, they get 1 down, they get 2 downs. Halo drones finishes them off. They can push through. Bomb starts to be planted by Kestrel. Chalk keeps going through, finds the backside, and they pincer the man standing in small garage.
Yeah, and he was the last one left. And anywhere he was at that point, you were going to be pincered. I just don't love this style of this way that they're playing here. KingPreNade, though, now they're taking space. Now they're gaining ground. This is what I wanted to see from them. Story tries to take something there, but caught out. KingPreNade finishes them. One of the final players with the Halo drones, and everything goes LAGR's way because they finally take some ground. The Kestrel comes up from that low ground behind them, punishes someone, and the team pushes off of that flank. They all get forced in, and now the defense looks good, but again, I think taking ground on B is what makes the defense strong on this map.
Much better of a flank, right? Because he was there on
Yeah.
time. He initiated the contact, you know? You're not late if you're the one starting the fight, right? You can be early, but you can't be late. But if your team's already in the fight and you're not there on the other side for the flank, then you're late, okay? So that time he was early, but at the same time he was on time because he started that initiation. He got that initial pick. And then what happens when he's on that side and the rest of his team's still on the defensive side? You got to pinch, you push them into a box. No matter where they go, either they turn around and kill the Kestrel.
We're talking about this flank, but there's a fight happening in main. No one there to really help challenge Pain. Pain 3 on his own. Crazy play from the Chalk there. 15 downs from him so far. A massive performance from Pain for Gunny. When that rage goes off, I think that Semtex getting the down is what denies LAGR a chance to really contest it.
Yeah, Pain, he didn't want to get caught out from behind that time around, so he got very aggressive. Flashbang came out, Semtex came out, Semtex opened up the fight, he pushes in, he finds 2, and then that's when chaos ensues.
Yeah, chaos that they were able to take some very solid advantage of, I think. And now, big shift in game plan from Gunny. They won upper last round, and they said, all right, we don't need to play B. We're gonna change things. We're gonna go on this low ground. They seem to have a read on it, though, from LAGR. You can tell. A couple players moving back to highway. Drew fairly far back. This flashbang, though, might get it, but he's closer than they thought. The rage will keep him alive, though, and they get the first pick. Here's the push from Blicky as well. The SMG will win at that range. Finish it off, too, so it's 2 versus 3 to stay in the game. Headstrong will help Goldie a lot in winning that duel. He'll disengage. Fix his armor, get forced away by the bounce nade, but won't be able to take a fight. But takes it a little early. And another round will go their way. Actually, that's the whole map.
Yeah, I was going to say,
near the end. The change
not
of
just
pace.
the round, the game, yeah.
The change of pace works